So hey YouTube, welcome to the Thursday video. Something you should know about YouTube if you don't make YouTube videos is that you actually film a lot of things that don't end up making it into the vlogs either on Sunday or Thursday, which if you haven't noticed is kind of the upload pattern, Thursday and then Sunday. So anyway, the point is this week is a little bit different because I'm using a couple clips that I had recorded a while back that never really made it into a video. Not that they were bad, but that they didn't really have a place. Like they weren't really, it wasn't a Sunday sit down, it wasn't really anything serious. And then the other piece is an intro that I did a long time ago. I actually forgot I even had it. And then I sat down to edit the Thursday video and I was just going through old footage because with this type of thing, if you don't like keep stuff organized, you will literally just like lose footage like I did. So anyway, this Thursday video is going to be a little bit different in that it's an intro that it doesn't really have a place anywhere else, but I do think it's worthy of watching. So that's the first part of the video, and then the second part of the video is going to be this kind of honestly random bit of writing that I did a while back, and I went on a little bit of a rant about RVs. I don't know why, I just did, and I think it's kind of funny. I think it's worth watching, so forgive the randomness of this, but it's probably going to happen from time to time where we just use just footage that doesn't fit anywhere else, and we'll kind of throw together a video like this that hopefully is just as entertaining as everything else, and if not, just know that the regular footage will resume shortly. Thanks for watching. There's not going to be an outro, so I'll say it right here. If you don't already, please subscribe to the channel, and if you don't listen to the podcast, you can find it on iTunes and Google Play Music. Google Play Music, that's how you say that. The title of the podcast is The Blown Smoke Podcast, The Blown Smoke Podcast. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I don't know why you would, but if you do, I am Big Fast Jake on Instagram. Thanks again for watching. I love you guys. Have a good day. So what is up, everybody? Hi, YouTube. Hello. I promise the camera's not obstructing my view. I wouldn't do that necessarily unless I had to. So anyway, welcome to the YouTube channel. This is not a moto vlog. I apologize for that. This is actually just a civic vlog? A vlog? I don't know. Either way, you're watching and that's what counts. So, what is this channel going to be? Well, if I haven't explained it already on the podcast, which is separate but also related to this show, this YouTube channel is going to be a combination of civic vlogging, whatever that is, moto vlogging, car reviews, me and my friends sitting around drinking once in a while, maybe some video games eventually, but here's the whole thing. Here's what I want to say about YouTube. YouTube has a plethora of like some of the greatest creators ever. So we've got people like Do It With Dan, That Dude in Blue, Walterific, Chase on Two Wheels, Jake the Garden Snake, if we're talking about moto vloggers specifically, which is a lot of what this channel is going to be. And what's interesting about YouTube is these channels have been producing amazing content for a lot of years, and they only continue to get better with time. If you pay attention to any of those channels, you know that they've only expanded on their content, they've gotten bigger and better, and they've started doing other things, bigger things beyond just moto vlogging. But here's what I want to say, and this is not a diss to any of those guys. I have nothing but respect and admiration for all those guys. Obviously, they're some of the biggest channels out there. But what I want to say about this channel is, to a point, we are going to kind of go back to the roots of how a lot of these big channels started, in that we're going to do a lot of just vlogging. Now, that might sound boring, and if you find that boring, then this is probably not the channel for you, and that's okay. There will be other content, like I said. There's going to be a lot of different stuff on this channel, but the moto vlogging is going to play a central role because I like it, and maybe that won't attract a big audience. Maybe it will. At the end of the day, I just want to do the best job I can with moto vlogging possible. So, as you might have guessed, I do live in Missouri. If you listen to the podcast, which I mentioned earlier, all of like 2 minutes ago, I do live in Missouri, so weather is a limiting factor. So obviously, when fall, winter comes, we're going to have stuff other than moto vlogging, just out of necessity. But, like I said, I do want moto vlogging to play a central role. And there is a podcast connected but not connected to the channel. So if you are on iTunes or Google Play Music, so if you have an Android or an Apple product, you can go into your iTunes or Google Play Music and search for a podcast called The Blown Smoke Podcast. The BLOWN apostrophe. Why are we putting apostrophe in there? I don't know. Smoke podcast, and it's our podcast. It's myself and two of my friends. We host it, and it's all about cars. Now, the podcast is probably a little bit more adult than this channel is going to be for YouTube age restriction reasons. I don't think this channel is going to be really inappropriate at all, at least not to the level that the podcast is. I'd rather keep this kind of PG, maybe PG-13. And it's not like the podcast is like a dirty show or anything. It's just it's a podcast, and the FCC doesn't touch those, so we can kind of say whatever we want. There's a lot of creative freedom with that, and we really enjoy that. But anyway, the point is, the podcast is connected but also not connected, because this YouTube channel is actually going to belong to me solely. It's going to be an independent project, but being that we are also creating a podcast, the two are going to mix from time to time. You'll probably hear me talk about this YouTube channel on the show and vice versa. Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, it's just a regular Jeep Patriot, man. What? Nuh-uh. No, it ain't. Is it really? No, it's not. Really? No, it's not. Yeah, I'm doing this. I'm a local-ish, sort of. Hey, they're laying pipe. That's all I'm going to say. Woo-hoo! Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Managed to save just a little bit of money. Oh, wow. Oh, this whole thing is closed. Or it's supposed to be. Gravel. Managed to save just a little bit of money. Ow. Bugs eye. Ooh, that's what I'll do. Nobody puts baby in a corner. Except for the cops. Cops can put baby in a corner. Cops can 100% put baby in a corner. If I'm baby and corner is jail, cops can put baby in a corner. Whee! Round and round and round we go. Where it stops, who knows? Campers. People buy campers. Like, why? Why would somebody buy a camper? Like, and this is an argument I've been having since I was like 13 years old, but there's really no logical argument for a camper. Okay, and before you start thinking in your head of why that 30-foot, 5,000-pound, $40,000 hunk of crap into your yard was worth it, let me explain to you why it wasn't. I'll educate you. So, one of the best arguments, and by best I mean worst, for the concept of the RV is that, oh, well, you don't have to stay in hotel rooms. And yeah, that's okay, fine. So let's play that game. Let's play the no hotel room So, to not spend, let's call it $150 a night on a hotel room when you travel, you have to buy let's lowball. Let's say you get an RV for $10,000. Okay, so you buy the RV for 10 grand, so you're already in the whole 10 grand. And then every time you go camping, you pay between 30 and 60 bucks a night, let's say, on a campground space, because you have to have like electric and water and sewage hookups for most RV sites. Okay, so you're only saving 120 bucks a night just on the space rental, but you're still in the whole 10 grand. So, okay, so over the course of 10 years, let's say you go camping enough that initial $10,000 investment, but you're saving that like 120 bucks a night. Let's say over the course of 10 years, you go camping by some miracle enough to make up the difference in what you paid for a space rental, a campground space rental for that RV versus what you would have paid for a hotel room. Fine. But you still have to have a vehicle to tow that thing, and when you do tow it, even if it is a diesel, which is more fuel efficient, you may or may not have known that, you're still getting between probably 6 and 12 miles to the gallon. So now you're in the hole again. And this is all predicated on the idea that you go camping or RVing like 290 nights a year, because that's the only way, I'm not a mathematician, that's the only way that you're going to make up that difference of that initial $10,000 investment anyway. And if your argument is, well, who cares about the money? I just want to go camping. Go camping. I'll get you a tent on Amazon Prime for $50. It's great. It has a 90-day warranty made out of canvas. And I'm not gonna explain why I have such deep-seated personal issues with the concept of the RV. I just think it's a very stupid idea. Like, okay, other than you just want to take your house with you, stay at your house. If you want to have a home away from home, stay home. Or rent a hotel room. They're great. And they don't require 10 grand down, depending on what hotel room you go to. Outside of like the Four Seasons on the Vegas Strip, I really doubt you're going to be 10 grand in the hole on any hotel room anytime soon. The RV is a stupid freaking idea. You're not saving money, and if you want to go camping, go camping. And if you want a home, stay at home or get a hotel room. Simple. Read a book. Feed your kids. It's not expensive. If anyone understands that reference, you get 1,000 Jake points. That's another thing we'll start doing on this channel. Other than Jigsaw Bro, which, never forget Jigsaw Bro, we'll start doing Jake points. And I'm going to give out Jake points. Eventually, at some point, I'll tell you what the exchange rate is on Jake points. But I'm going to start giving out Jake points. I'll make witty cultural references, and it'll be up to you to decipher them. And if you can decipher them, I will award you Jake points. So anybody who understands the feed your kids, read a book reference, you get 1,000 Jake points. So comment below if you just earned 1,000 Jake points. And please, please do not link to the YouTube video that's from. It's, from what I remember, it's actually super offensive and probably would not be considered funny in this day and age. See, I told you I can't stop.